Hi friends, good evening. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to Cargo and Canvas. That is the name of my channel. It's specifically meant for people who are interested in a career or in a business in freight forwarding industry or logistics industry. Today, from today onwards, I'll be giving a training session on freight forwarding and logistics. In the first episode of my training session, I'll be giving an overall idea or the process, the procedure that encompasses shipment of a cargo from one place to another. That is my first episode. What is a freight forwarder? Who is a freight forwarder? And what are his responsibilities? And what is the process involved in freight forwarding of a shipment? A freight forwarder is an agent who handles the shipment from one place to another depending on the requirement of the customer, as economical as possible, as fast as possible, as smooth as possible to the destination. That is the main responsibility of a freight forwarder. This process has various steps. I will explain to you each step in detail so that you can understand the process very easily. In the first episode, I will be giving you a detailed idea of the procedure. After that, I will explain each document or each term mentioned in this first episode in detail, step by step, so that you can go in detail. Then it will be a comprehensive study. Now, initially, I will give you what is the main responsibilities of a freight forwarder. Now, suppose a customer, an exporter in Dubai wants to export a container of furniture to Singapore. Then what he does, he will contact the freight forwarder and tell him that I want to export my goods to Singapore. So he will ask for the expenses, the cost for sending this cargo from here to Singapore, from Dubai to Singapore. Then the freight forwarder will ask him many questions. What are the questions the freight forwarder needs to submit the quotation to give him the rate? What is the cargo first? What is the weight of the cargo? What is the size of the cargo? Number of packages? Name of the cargo. What is this item? Furniture or whatever it is. You'll ask the name of the cargo. From where it has to be collected? From his warehouse or from other warehouse? From where it is to be loaded? From which port? Different ports in UAE. Jebel Ali is there, Sharjah is there, Khor Fakkan is there, Abu Dhabi is there. So he will ask from where it has to move out. We will collect all the information from him and we will ask him when the cargo will be ready for shipment. With all the details, after collecting all these details, we will contact the shipping company. We will contact the shipping company and tell them that we have a shipment for Singapore. This is the volume of the cargo. Based on that, now we are talking about sea shipment only. There are different type of shipments: sea freight, air freight, land freight. So we are now specifically talking about sea freight. So this has to be loaded in a container. There are different type of containers that we will discuss later on. 20 feet, 40 feet, flat track, reefer. There are different types of containers. Now we are talking about a container, standard container. 20 feet means 20 feet long. 40 feet means 40 feet long. Depends on the size and volume of the cargo. Now we have contacted the shipping company. We will ask them what is the rate for Singapore for a 20 feet container from Dubai. They will give us a rate. We will put our markup, our profit, and give it to the customer. With that, we have to give him the local charges. What are the expenses, other expenses, in addition to the ocean freight? The customer has to incur, like local charges, transportation, collecting the container, delivering it to the warehouse, loading it, bringing it back, then export documentation charges, customs charges. All these charges are to be calculated and we will give a quotation. Once the quotation is accepted and the job is alerted to us, then comes the third step. Then we contact the shipping line and ask them when is the next vessel for Singapore. Based on the readiness of the cargo, which will be intimated to us by the exporter, we will choose a schedule that is suitable according to the readiness of the cargo. So Now we are planning to load the cargo in the vessel which we have fixed according to the readiness of the cargo. Then we will inform the customer the vessel will be sailing on so and so date, and we take a date of arrival in Singapore from the shipping line and inform them that this will reach Singapore on so and so date. That's departure date is called ETD, expected time of departure. That is ETD. That means when the vessel is departing from Dubai. When ETA is there, expected or estimated time of arrival, when the shipment will reach Singapore. This has to be intimated to the customer accordingly. After this, the customer says the cargo is ready, you can pick up anytime. So based on the vessel schedule, we will arrange to send the container to the warehouse for loading. For that, we will have to take a release order, container release order, CRO, from the shipping line. We will tell them we want a container release order for so and so vessel. Then they will issue a letter, and we give this letter to the transporter, and he goes to the port or to the shipping line stack to take delivery of the empty container and bring it to the warehouse of the exporter. Once we bring it to the warehouse of the exporter, he stuffs the container. He loads the container with this cargo. He will seal it and send it back to the port. Prior to reaching the port, we will have to process the documents. That's important. Without export documents, without export documentation, without custom approval, we cannot export any cargo from anywhere in the world. That is the normal procedure. Export documentation has to be processed. So for that, we will need some documents from the exporter. So we will give a checklist of the documents we need from the exporter, which includes commercial invoice, commercial packing list, certificate of origin if needed, shipping instructions, that is for us to give it to the shipping company, HS code. If it is a dangerous cargo, furniture is not a dangerous cargo. So if it is a dangerous cargo like chemicals or anything, we will have to get an HS code and MSDS, material data sheet, which has to be declared to the shipping line. And we have to get prior approval for dangerous cargo. We will explain everything in detail in coming episode. So now we are talking about furniture. So we will tell them to provide all these documents. With the documents, we will process export documentation and pay all the charges, related charges to customs and port, and we will give the documents to the driver. Or now it is electronically done, and the container is the stuffed container. The full container is taken to port export stack, export yard. It will be grounded there until the vessel arrives and loads the container. Once the vessel comes, the container is, since the export documents are processed, the container will be automatically loaded by the port to the vessel. Once the container is on board, the shipping line will inform us the time of departure and the estimated time of arrival in Singapore. So we will inform the customer that this will depart on so and so date and so and so time, and will arrive in Singapore on so and so date and so and so. These all are estimated time. There can be some delays. Estimated. That's why it is estimated. It's not a firm date. It can be plus 1 or 2 days depending on the conditions of the sea, congestion in other ports which the vessel calls. So everything depends. So once the dates are given, now our responsibility, if the exporter has told us to clear the cargo in Singapore and deliver it to their customer, it's our duty to send all the documents to Singapore for custom clearance. First of all, the main document is the bill of lading. Once the container is loaded onto the vessel, we will have to collect a document which is called bill of lading. There are different types of bill of lading that we will explain later on. Without this bill of lading, the consignee or the importer or the buyer cannot clear the cargo at the destination. So we send all the documents, the commercial invoice, packing list, certificate of origin, bill of lading, everything we will send it to the destination port, to the destination agent. If we are clearing it, we will give it to the agent. If we are not clearing it, we will send it to the exporter will send it, collect the BL from us and send all the documents to the importer. They will engage their clearing agents to clear the shipment. We send it there. The destination agent will go to the shipping company with the bill of lading. The bill of lading has to be endorsed, sealed, stamped by the importer, authorizing the shipping company to release the cargo to the company. Then they will issue a delivery order. With this delivery order, invoice, packing list, certificate of origin, and a copy of the bill loading. They will submit it to the customs in Singapore, and they will process the customs documents, import documents, import declaration. Unless we process this import declaration and pay the custom duty, if there is any, and pay the port charges, then only we can take the container out. In case there is an inspection to be done by the customs, that also will have to be done prior to taking out the container from the port. Once everything is done, we will give the documents to the driver to collect the container from the port. Now it's all online, documents are not decayed, we can upload the documents online. When the driver goes there, he picks up the container from the port and he delivers it to the importer or to the buyer's warehouse. He takes it there. The buyer will offload the container, destuff the container, unload the container, and after unloading, it is the agent's responsibility to return the empty container intact to the port. Once he returns the empty container at the destination port intact, in the same condition as we received the container, the empty container in Dubai, then his responsibility is over. This is the complete process. A to Z I have given you, I have explained to you how the freight forwarding works. This includes various steps. First is customer contacts you and tells their requirement. Then we take the details from them. Then we contact the shipping company and take the rate, submit the quotation to them. Once the quotation is submitted, we take the container from the port with the container release order. We send it to the warehouse, sends the container to the warehouse. They stuff the cargo. Then we return the cargo to the port. Prior to that, we process the export documentation from Dubai customs. After processing and paying all the charges, we keep the container in the port till the vessel comes and loads the container for Singapore. Then we inform the customer about the date of departure and date of arrival in Singapore. Then we send the documents to the destination agent. Then there he does the custom clearance as per the procedure I told you. Then the transporter takes the container from the port, delivers it to the importer or the buyer or the consignee, then returns back the empty container to the port. With that, the chain of procedure is over. That is a flow chart of freight forwarding with regard to a